let me do that. All right. Yeah, so that is one of the things. So at the end, you'll be able to understand how AI has been transforming your profession, how you can gain practical tools. You can start using them. Some of them are free. Most of them, actually, most of them are free, while some of them are paid. Now, there are those that are free, but if you want to upscale and use more resources, then you may need to subscribe with some little finances here and there. And I tell you, if you compare what gains you're going to get when you pay that little as compared to making payments to your traditional way of doing your business, it's almost like nothing. If you compare the gains, what you're going to gain, so we're going to see some of these things. If you're into security, how you can use AI to be able to close in on, perpetrators in the situation, in the economy. Are they online or are they physical? The Boko Haram people, things around. You can use tools to be able to identify these things, to track them, to find them wherever they are and pin them. I also run a cybersecurity class. I have students on cybersecurity, those on coding, those on data protection, and all of that. And people see how with one tiny information, you can pin up, even with their email, or maybe just their name, or maybe just a phone number, you can pin them right where they are. So these are tools, artificial intelligence tools, that you can use. All right. So, okay, I just want to indulge, please, let's just turn off our microphones. If your microphone is still on, just help me turn it off so that, okay, thank you very much. All right, so let's jump in, but briefly, let me just explain who the LearnCore organization is, all right? Just very, the next 5 minutes, just who we are and then what we do, so that you can find where you may fit or find an advantage to take in this organization. So the name is LearnCore International, and it means Learning Corporation. So we are into educating people and teaching people how to better their lives in various fields, which we're going to see. International, there are people from all over the world right now connected to this chat meeting. We have people that, that is one of the good things that technology brings to us. It says the world now is a global village, all right? So that what brings us closer. So you don't need to travel anywhere to have business with anyone. Right from where you are, you're going to have access. So that's who we are. And then, so what we do is we are a development initiative focused on empowering individuals. Like we're having this now, you are going to be empowered based on what you have and what you know. So individuals and organizations, in the area of IT, business, and leadership trainings. Okay, so so these things combine together, technology and innovation. And that's one of the things we are achieving with you today. And to give you an experiential learning. So it's not just a hearsay, it's not just theory that you'll be bombarded with. Something that will, give you that experience and then prepare you for the digital economy, the world we are right now. Everything is gone digital, everything, all right? And so that is what we are, and this is our mission, to give professionals, organizations, students, or people from all walks of life, cutting-edge skill in IT, digital business, entrepreneurship, and leadership, like I said earlier, okay? So these are a few of the courses. Now, I didn't want to fill up everywhere. There are quite a number of courses we take that are not here, but to get started with this, so on information technology, we do networking and server management, cybersecurity and digital forensics, cloud computing and IT infrastructure, right? So business and entrepreneur, we do personal finance and time management, entrepreneurship and startup developments, strategic planning and organizational leadership. All of these, we can tailor even more that will fit your organization. So are you a church? Are you an NGO? Are you a school? We can tailor it based on your needs and preferences. Okay, so okay, yeah, so we have digital skills, social media marketing, and content creation. We can, you know, brand you from zero to everything, you know, consult for you, set you up, give you the best outcome for your business. That's not what we're doing. Perhaps maybe next month, that will be one of our free trainings. Yeah, so we have yeah, sales and online conversion strategy. We have search engine optimization. That's all with the digital skills. And we also have cybercrime investigation seminars. Now, this one is tailored more to like the security organizations. But in the world that we are today, you won't leave security to the EFCC, to the DSS, to the army, and all of that. Every one of us is security that has to be security savvy. We must understand how these things work so that you mitigate anything before it happens. So you'll be able to know and get enough information and before you engage, you know, the security forces and all of that. So AI and emerging trend, imagine, you know, technology training, like one of what we are doing right now. And also later, one of the facilitators will talk about the MBA accredited programs and other short courses that have been run from the DRN, that is the Diaspora Resource Network. It's an academy based in the UK. All right, some of the students are part of this training. And so he's going to talk a little bit about it. The next session is about to start. There are 2 sessions about to end the end of this year. So we're just going to explain some of what we're doing there as well. All right, so later I will share our contacts with us. This is just where we are, not to take our time. These are social media handles. You can reach out there. It's very important. So much information is going on there, okay? So when you get the updates, new trends, information, you know, videos, some of the trainings, you can just go there on our YouTube page and then see some of them to enlighten yourself, okay? All right, so we're jumping into the course today. It's tagged the AI revolution. So why is it a revolution? It's a phenomenon, actually. Allow me to call it like that, because looking deep into the power this you know, technology has and carries, most of us have not even started scratching the surface of its potential and what it can do. Now, so our approach to it is still conventional. And that's why we are still where we are. And so the few people that have discovered the power, you know, the resources of what they can do with these things are not complaining anymore. You don't see them, you know, grappling about the economy and all of that. They jump into it and start making use of it and optimize their life. So it's a revolution. When the eyes of everybody opens, the world as we know it today, everything will just change. Things will begin to work out easy and seamlessly. Your life will be eased, okay? Yeah, so just introducing the course, and then we'll have our first speaker come in, and then the other speakers. So just let me just give us a summary of what the AI is all about, and then we'll have the various speakers come in and then share with us. So when you want to define AI, artificial intelligence. So it's an intelligence, but just that it's artificial. Like some of the things we eat today, or the clothes we wear, there's artificial fabric, we'll call them, fiber, okay, not the artificial, okay, sorry, skip my mind. Material that is not from cotton. They use rubber and whatever it is to make those materials. They are artificial. They look like the real one, but they are not the real one. In fact, if you see some of the videos where China is making artificial cabbages, artificial eggs, artificial meat, whereby you see it and you will not differentiate if this is a real egg or what has been produced, you know. So it looks like the real thing, but it's not the real thing. And it's processing is optimized and it gives you accurate and information at the snap of a finger. So it is a simulation of human intelligence in machines that are programmed to think, learn, make decisions, and carry out tasks. So it's like you having a service of what another human being would do for you, but it's from a machine, and it's more accurate and more faster than a human being, can do that for you. All right. So what these things work with, like human beings work with emotion, they work with intuition and intelligence. Of course, we also make decisions based on information we have. So what AI does is it works with data, it processes data. So the information you feed it with is what it's going to use to begin to respond to you or give you an output. All right. So let's see, there are tasks that it carries out, and one of the things is reasoning. So I'm saying this so that we understand the psychology of what the AI is, and then with that, you'll be able to now, your mind will begin to drive fast, you begin to know what and how you can use it. Some years ago, very, very long time ago, when I was learning the computer in the computer school, my facilitator or trainer was teaching me PowerPoint. And so he taught me everything, and he said, so this does this, the animation, the custom slide, the background, everything. I could do it. He gave me some tasks. I did everything here. But I was still wondering, it wasn't interesting, that my mind wasn't activated. And so I asked him, what does PowerPoint, what is it used for? What does it? And so he explained to me that you use this for presentations and this and that. And so when I got the idea, oh, you automate presentations and make them. And so my mind just opened. And I began to do crazy things with PowerPoint that even he had not tried before. He was like, how did you do this? Did you use the same tool that I just taught you with? So that is the idea. That is what we're trying to bring to you, to understand the real psychology behind what AI is. And that will, light the bulb in your head, and you begin to maximize, what you have and make your life better. So it's reasoning. So it draws logical conclusions by the information it gets. So if it sees, perhaps if you integrate it with your financial institution and it reasons, now he sees the money that comes into your account, how you spend, the kind of things you spend on. Maybe notice that once this amount of money comes in, 10% of it moves to a certain organization, maybe your church. And so it discovers that pattern. Your savings, it knows that a certain amount. So maybe you do that 3-4 times, it knows that, oh, this percent goes to this place, this percent goes to this place for such purposes. And before you know it, the next time when it begins to prompt you, begins to dialogue with you, would you like me to create this? Would you like me to send this amount for you? Whenever this money comes in, would you like me to send this amount to this organization for you without you bothering to carry out the task all by yourself? And so it begins to reason and begin to work with you. That is the next one, which is learning. It observes and learns your way, learns how you, do your task, and it begins to suggest ways for you. And when you allow it, you don't have to be bothered whether you've paid your tithe or whether you have saved for the month into your savings account, or whether you've made some certain payments. Maybe you are an employer and it knows the accounts you send certain amounts every month. And so it can take that task for you. So that's what these tools do. So it reasons, it learns, improving from experience without being explicitly programmed. So once you just set the first algorithm, now some of these things, we have to define them with these tools. So sometimes when we have them on their own, they can do basic reasoning and learning about you. But there are certain tasks that you get to that you will now have to instruct them on doing what you want them to do. You create them and then they begin to run wild all for you. So decision making, it chooses the best action among many alternatives when it has studied you for a while, and then maybe look at your own preferences And trust me, for two different people, the same tool can take the same, different decisions based on their own preferences. So problem solving, so it addresses complex challenges, all right? Things that you cannot make the right choice or decision based on limited information you have. But these tools are connected to global database. They have real-time information. You can't watch all the news. You can't know all the forecasts that is going on across the world. Maybe you wake up, you say, oh, I'm traveling to China now. And you did not read in the news that, oh, there is a typhoon, or there is a hurricane or something, there's an outbreak in China. You don't have to, immediately it will prompt you, you can't go to China now because of this information. So you don't have, so it solves so many of these problems, give us information. So communication, understand and generate human language. Now we're going to look at that a little later, how that applies to us in our daily living and activities, all right? So let me not waste too much time here. Like everyday example, of course, the Google map, Uber uses that to route, around the city. It will amaze you how you just put up an address and it will give you the shortest route, or you can tell it to give you the route that is without traffic, and it could be long, but that's what you want. And we have Netflix and YouTube. When you go online and begin to see some of these videos, the next time it begins to recommend, it studies and sees that, oh, you like action movies more, or you like horror movies more. And the next time you open, you see videos that relates to the things you like. So these are some of the things it studies about you. And of course, Siri, Alexa, Google Assistants, this communicate. All right, please, if your mic is on, just help us turn it off. Thank you. All right, so banking applications, fraud detection system that flag suspicious transactions, right? Okay. Yeah. So like for the e-commerce, the banking apps, if it understands how you spend, there are certain times when you integrate these things, they would see certain transaction going on, and they will know that you don't spend like this. Immediately, it will inform you. It will ring your phone, send you a message or whatever it is to draw your attention, asking if you are the one initiating this transaction from your bank. And if you decline, immediately it can suggest to reach your bank manager or to automatically just freeze that account or change your password or credentials immediately. Apps do these things today, but I'm certain most of us don't know. We just log in and log out without integrating some of these apps to our browsers to monitor the activities. There are some things we call plugins, all right? So these things help us check some of these things. There are SEO poisonings and applications that come in and poison your browser, and someone will steal your information without you knowing. It is only when the damage has been done, you just discover. So there are tools, artificial intelligence tools that can do that for us. All right, we have the e-commerce. Some of these things, if you just check a product online, before you know it, on your phone, on your website, everywhere, they will start flagging those items for you. Just to help you, they notice you're trying to look for a shoe, or a particular kind of shoe and a size. Then I begin to give you ideas and suggestions. Have you checked this? Maybe your preference, you're looking for the cheap one, or you're looking for a certain brand from certain country or very expensive. It knows your preference. It will suggest all the ones and the best places, to get them and stuff like that. So very briefly, now, it's good that you understand how these things are. I'm trying to give us the psychology of what AI is so that when we approach it, you can know exactly what you are dealing with, right? So we have the narrow AI. It's called weak. And what does that mean? It carries out only one task. So like Google Translate now, which is a very powerful AI tool, all it does is it translates language. It doesn't draw images. It doesn't create music. It doesn't navigate path for you to travel by. It's just one thing. We talk about a calculator, face IDs on phones is an artificial intelligence. Once it sees you, it recognizes you and it grants you access. All right, email filters and stuff like that. So they carry out one task. So that is just a simple explanation of what narrow AI is. We have the general AI. Now, the general AI is still in the building process. Now, it's more like a human assistant, a human assistant. What we have are agent assistants right now. But a human assistant means like, if you pay attention to most of the sci-fi movies now, like Iron Man, you can have a robot you can command and it will carry out tasks as an entity. It can go carry out physical tasks on your behalf. So these are futuristic and they are in process. In China, they've built most of these robots already, you know, going, coming, pick this, pick that, identify this or that, you know, but it has not been perfected for the market use yet. But trust me, in the next few years, it's going to be perfected. And so that is that. Now we have the generative AI. Now, okay. Okay. Sorry, help me mute so that our trading can just go smoothly. Okay, thank you. All right, so we have the generative AI. In the last training, we looked at it more in depth. It's on our YouTube page. You may want to look at that. So the generative AI is what most of us are used to, even though we have not optimized it yet. Okay, so it's into generating new content for you, like text, images, music, quotes, and etc. So we have like the ChatGPT, the Midjourney, the Dell-E. So they create images, and we even have the Suno Iva, which generates music. Now, I'm sure most of us have not been able to explore some of these things.
Okay, Mama.
Very well.
Okay.
Hello, can you turn off your mics, please? Okay. So that it's distracting a little bit. Okay. All right. So we have the generative AI. So that's what we use mostly. ChatGPT, Midjourney, Dale, Bard, DeepSeek, and all of this. These are generative AI. You give them instruction or prompts, and then they carry out, they generate pictures, they generate you know, images and text. Like most of the flyers and things I did for this training, I used AI tools. There are others that could generate human, and as a matter of, you can use your AI image and make you communicate or say things without you necessarily there. So just give it a text and a prompt, and it does everything for you. So these are what generative AI, it generates, like Suno and Iva. For music, for those of us that are into singing and you know, you can create a whole album in less than a few hours. What does that mean? You can say you want to sing a song. Is it reggae? Is it high life? Is it pop, country? And tell it the idea. It should be a love song, or it should be a happy song, or it should be a memory. Whatever it is, just give it a prompt. Speak to it if you don't want to type. Give it that idea, and you can tell it to ask you more specific questions, and it, you know, guide. And then when you're done, it gives you the lyrics. Say you want 5 lines, you want a bridge, you want a chorus, you want, and it gives it to you. And you want a beat, they can generate beats for you that will synchronize and go with it. If you like pop, rock, you know, R&B, it will give it to you instantly to generate it. I'm telling you, these things are real. So you don't have to wait for long inspirations and then write. Now, I've been writing a song since the 90s, okay? And there were stanzas I was following. Actually, it's a song that comes from the Bible. I was looking for scriptures that talks about, you know, 7 ways that that one can be saved, have been made to, you know, salvation, and then, you know, all those 7 steps and stuff. I've built 1 to 3, with scriptures and it rhymes. Actually, the aim is the rhyme that goes with it. And I got stuck since the 90s until last year. I just remember that, hey, I have this song. Why don't I just, so I gave it the phrase, the song, the aim. I said, this is the song and this is my aim. And these are the first three rhymes that I got with the scriptures. And I sent it. In less than a few seconds, it gave me the rest of this, the song with the scripture references, and it matched, and the rhymes, the word rhymed completely in a few seconds. So what I couldn't do in a decade or more, in a few seconds, it finished the song for me. So these are things you could use. So this is what generative AI could do for you. And so future trainings are going to come, how you can build some of these things, take advantage, you know, of some of them. Now we have the agentic AI. Now, agentic AI, what it does is a personal agent. Now, these are the tools that you give it a task and it carries it out. It doesn't wait for you for further instruction and stuff like that. It's like you have your PA and then you say, you just come, okay, your PA comes to you in the morning and then, sir, what is your schedule for the week? You say, okay, I'm going to Lagos. I have this meeting with this organization. Please set up a meal, find out from them, buy my ticket, book this hotel for me, and blah, blah, blah. Or look for the best hotel, look for the cheapest or the closest to this place, or whatever it is. Look for a flight, give me an ticket, a first class ticket, or the cheapest flight. All of these things you can tell an agentic AI. And when you give it that prompt, it will go ahead and make your reservations, send emails, book your flight based on your preference, your hotel. You can tell it, I want to eat lunch in a Chinese restaurant, not 2 kilometers from the place. And it can go ahead and immediately to give you a prompt. There are no restaurants like this, but you can get it at this part of the town. Maybe when you just arrive from your airport, it's just around the corner. It can book your Uber or Taxify or Bolt for you and send you information at the moment. So all you need to do is just, so these are agentic AIs. They carry out these tasks for you without you bothering. All you need to do is just get the information, you check if everything is correct, and make the necessary corrections. All right. So these are the kinds of AIs I encounter. So whenever you are dealing with one, just have an understanding of, oh, okay, this is a generative AI or an agentic AI or a general AI, which is a futuristic one that is yet to come, or the linear AI, which is carrying just one task at the same time. All right. So the key features of what we'll be doing, what makes this training so unique for you is the learning machine. It's a learning machine. So you have to keep feeding it, because there's a point where we get to whereby you will have to customize your own application to do things the way you want it to. All right. But we may not do that in this class, but just to prepare your mind. So AI systems improve performance through data. The information you feed it with, that's what it uses to grow. Okay. And it adapts to new information and context. So when things change, they adapt quickly. They also shift and change, just like you are supposed to shift and change from the conventional way you do and carry out your tasks. So automation, it performs tasks without human intervention. And prediction, AI anticipates future events using patterns in data. Now you can have tools and AI. Trust me, if you are into investments, you can ask these tools, should you buy gold online? Should you buy stock from this, stream of business? Maybe you are into oil and gas. Should I invest in this part of the world? Now, so many things are happening in the world at the same time. So much information that you can't, it's impossible for an individual to, know everything at the same time. So sometimes you make bad business decisions because of the lack of information. And so you are expected to get the right information so that to help you make the right decision. Now, that's why you see most CEOs, they don't sleep. They're always reading newspapers. They're always on CNN. They're always on this stock exchange page and getting information. You don't need all of that right now. So for you to make that decision, you can ask these tools and it will tell you, don't invest in Russia right now because of these factors. Oh, a couple of months ago, the stock dropped, it fell, it collapsed because of XYZ information. So don't go into it based on statistics. This time of the year, business is low. So wait at certain times. For the past 15, 20 years, this is the trend. So it can forecast for you. Okay. So there are tools that do these things for you. So you need to start thinking differently. What is it that I'm doing right now that if I apply this or if I do this, it makes my work easy? Some of us don't sleep. You know, educators, you are writing teaching notes, so throughout the night you came back very tired and and all of that. So these things can help us, so predictions, it can predict financial, they know they are connected to the database of all these things in your country and across the world. So they can give you real-time, data and information. All right. So why the explosion? Okay, let me not take much time here too. How AI came about through the years. I want to believe we'll have some of these materials so that you can go through, way from 2020 and 2017. In fact, some of us have been using AI way in the 90s, but we didn't know. How many of us use Windows computers, Windows 98? And then when you open your Microsoft Word, you see one little paper clip just comes and they call it Wizard, and it asks you, what do you want to do? Or are you typing this or you are typing something wrong? It will make all those funny face expressions and stuff. Yeah, these are initial AI tools and see where they have been generated to. So now it doesn't have to ask you what you want to do. You tell it what it wants to do and it does everything for you. So you can see, through the ages and stuff like that. So there are statistics. Now, this is very important that you know. Now, the economic impact of this tool in our economy globally right now, it projects $15.7 trillion, not Naira, dollars, to the global economy by 2030. So making it the biggest commercial opportunity in today's fast-growing economy. So it's going very fast. And so if it's going to hit that amount in that time, what are you doing here? Why don't you take advantage? You can have a piece of that cake, that 15.7 billion and trillion, I beg your pardon, $1 trillion. You can have your own as much as you can apply what you are doing. So as an educator, don't limit yourself to the four walls of your school in your location and you're excited. Well, I have a school, I have 300 students in my school and you feel satisfied. You can have that school globally everywhere across the world, right where you are without going to that country, and you will have people pay you that amount. How can you optimize these things? Artificial intelligence will give you that, business productivity, up to 40% productivity gains, freeing staff from repetitive tasks. What this means is in an organization, not necessarily sack your staff. No, your staff are still there. But the routine has been taken by artificial intelligence so that they can now be productive, thinking on more critical things than carrying out repetitive, tasks, and all of that. So return on investment has, hit the sky, skyrocketed. So 77% of businesses worldwide are already using, are exploring AI solutions, most of them, all right? So we're going to see that and, job transformation, about 79 million new jobs will be created by AI in 2025. That's where we are right now. And you are going to be one of those people that is going to create one of those jobs, as we go through. Yeah, so let me ask us a question before we introduce the next speaker. I would say, how many of you believe your current role will be affected by AI in the next 5 years? And how many are preparing to leverage it rather than be displeased by it? Have you sat down to think of what you are doing right now and think of how this technology is going to impact that industry. And so what are you doing to leverage on it so that when the flood, the tide comes, you will be gliding on it. It will carry you along as it, instead of sinking you down. So that is the whole idea of what we're doing. It's not to scare you that you're going to lose your job. No, the way you think about it is, how am I going to strategically position myself so that I will glide on what this thing is about to offer? All right. So I'm going to stop here and introduce our next speaker. Let me be sure he's in the group. He's arrived already. I'm talking of Bobby Joachim. Yes, he is okay. Just a moment. Okay, yes. Yeah, he is here. All right, so I'll just introduce him very briefly and then we will carry on with. Okay, so just a minute. I will just welcome him and then we will go ahead. All right. Okay. So let me just share my screen very briefly. All right, so we have our first facilitator or our trainer. Now, I respect him so much in this area. He's actually called the godfather of AI because of the impact, you know, he's doing, the miracles he's performing with this artificial intelligence and the impact that he has been, you know, doing in the lives of people free across this nation. I am one of his students. He has a platform which I also follow. And I would also like him at the end of his presentation just to make a few comments about what he's doing, how God is using him to transform the lives of people and their own business, optimize them, you know, to achieve greater heights, you know. And so he is a man of God. He's a pastor and an entrepreneur, a businessman, and, you know, and a change agent in our day and time. And so I want to appreciate you, sir, for honoring us to be part of this training, to share with people in the area of business, how can they optimize this great tool that is changing the landscape of existence as we know it today. Educators, lawyers, security men, ministers of the gospel, everyone. So how can people optimize this in their area of business? So I'm going to welcome right now Pastor Bobby Joachim. Good evening, sir. Please, can you take the microphone now?
All right. Good evening, everyone. My camera will come up later, but if you can hear me loud and clear, let me be sure you can hear me. So I'm commuting, and so that's why I'm not putting on my camera at the moment. But I'm excited to be here, and when I say that with all sense of intent and purpose. That I'm excited to be here. So just to be sure, if you can hear me, that I'm not speaking to myself, let me see a reaction. Let me see something that you can hear me. Let me see that you can hear me. Let me see a reaction. Anyone there? Anyone there?
We can hear you.
You can hear me. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. So it's been a wonderful moment, and I saw the whole conversation that Mr. Haruna was taking every one of you around, and that's about the AI of you. It can be overwhelming when you hear about AI, and extremely overwhelming Because today you wake up in the morning, they tell you AI is going to replace your job. Then while you're trying to assimilate that information, then you quickly hear the news again about what's happening. And then you begin to see a lot of figures, especially in dollars, when it comes to AI. And you're just wondering, how do I get to understand this? So for every one of you that is listening to me, if you're on a journey of starting your AI reinvention, I would say to you three things. Number one, start with the basics. Start with the very basics to understand what is AI. How did we arrive at AI? What are words like tokens, like prompts, like all of those basic things? You need to know them in your pathway of understanding AI, because you don't want to build in the air and seek to not have a foundation. Knowing those basics are the things that will literally guide you to consolidate your learning journey in AI. And for everyone, start with that basics. And when I say what is AI, I'm not just talking about it being an acronym as in artificial intelligence. I'm saying know what exactly it means, know what it represents, and how did humanity arrive at this spot. That's the first step. Number two is that you need to now move on to understand clearly of how do I choose one or two experts to follow. And for you to have an expert to follow, it's important that you look at their track record, what they are offering, right?
Linkage.
Yeah. So if you're connected online, please put off mute your mic. Okay, mute your mic. That's helpful.
Please mute your mic.
Right?
Let me
All right,
Dr.
Dr.
Femi.
Femi Joshua.
Mr. Femi,
Mute the people.
mute your
sorry.
mic.
Sorry, please. So sorry, please. Sorry. Sorry, please.
Thank you.
General.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'll monitor it from here. Thank you. Sorry.
No problem. It's okay. No problem. It's one of the things with Zoom classes in Nigeria and Africa. All right. So that's why I teach on YouTube more. It's one of the reasons. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. It's important that number two, choose an expert. The reason why you are choosing an expert is because you want to have one or two people whom you doggedly follow and whom you can easily converse with. And if they give you the opportunity to have access to them, then you can now literally ask your questions, pay for their courses, sign up for whatever their newsletters, and all of those stuff. That will itself help you to aggregate your learning appropriately. You don't want to be overwhelmed with every expert speaking to you. This one is speaking to the agentic AI, you rush. The next one is talking about custom GPT, you rush. The next one is talking about predictive AI, you rush. The next one is talking about monetization of AI tools, and you rush. You want to find one.
Oh dear, we can't hear you again. Oh dear.
And with them, dot your just fine. If they have newsletters, that's fine. If they have personalized, important for every one of us to nail it completely. So find an expert. And then number three, choose one or two AI tools that you want to work with. I do not recommend that you work with more than 3 AI tools per time. I would always recommend that you work with maybe 2, max 3 AI tools that you work with. And when you do that, it becomes important for you to master those tools. Why? Tools are coming out every day. My last catalog, I have over 7,800 tools. Now think about that. Over 7,800 tools already cataloged. And that's a whooping number. That can be overwhelming. If you are not careful, you'll be subscribing for tools every day. If you're not careful, you will not only subscribe for tools, but you will master none. And so you be at the point where every tool is fascinating, every tool is attractive, and you are just going to be overwhelmed. It is important for you to choose one or two tools. If you need to do the pro version, do the pro version. For starters, a tool like ChatGPT, like Cloud, it's important, like Perplexity. It's important to choose one of them and you work with them closely. When you work with them closely, you'll be able to define what exactly are your needs. So how do you choose tools? Let me tell you 3 ways to choose a tool. All right. Number 1 is for you to check out what you need speed on. Where do you need speed? Probably content creation is always bedeviling you every time. Probably you are always disturbed with reports and all of those kind of stuff, depending on your work with data analysis. That's already an indication of the tool you should choose. It should give you speed. Number 2 is that you may likely need something that will simplify your task. So you have tasks that are already repetitive, but you want to simplify the process. You don't want to go point A to point B to point Z. Just one tool that can literally aggregate all of those things, simplify it with a click for you, and then you get it done. Number 3 way to choose a tool is for you to look out for something that will reduce your entire business operational cost, right? The cost of running businesses are already high. I don't know if it was Mr. Haruna I was saying this to. I was saying this to someone earlier today. I can't remember who. And I said to the person that there's a program I'm planning to organize. At the end of that program, many business people will fire their staff. They will fire lots of people in their staff. In their staff role after that program, because they would realize that they have redundancy. And just in case you are thinking that it's only just people that will do that, Amazon has already declared that by the mid of next year, many staff will be fired. These are interesting times for every one of us. All right? These are interesting times. So to reduce costs, those are the ways you choose to. What exactly do I need to be done without having to pay Mr. A, Mr. B, Mr. C, Mr. D? Those 3 simple things will help you to choose who you want to, tools you want to literally have. And that way you will be on a journey. So again, for a quick recap, point number 1 is for you to look through the basics, right? Go through the basics. Point number 2 is for you to come to the point where you choose 1 or 2 experts. All right, you can't feed from every table. And then number 3 is for you to choose 2 or 3 tools at most that will help to simplify what you do, all the things you literally do. And when you do that, you're on the journey to helping your business, you're in the journey to helping your life, you're on the journey to helping to simplify everything that you can ever think about. And so we are in that era where people are thinking about generative AI. We're in that era where people are thinking about agentic AI, but that's already the future. Only in Africa are we still thinking about adoption, AI adoption. But we are far from it because of our literacy level, because of our broadband internet level at this phase. There are lots of things we need to have in place, government policies. There are lots of things we need to have in place for us to begin to enjoy that level that the global space is enjoying. But at this phase, what do we have? Awareness. And that's what people like Mr. Haruna, they are doing for you, bringing you up to speed so that you can be fully aware of the things that are happening in the AI space. And I tell you the truth, if you don't start waking up right now and becoming intentional with AI, there are millions of people who are waking up to it. And that means that your business is already outsmarted. That means your industry would be overwhelming with time because those who are learning AI would take advantage of you. And like I would always opine, it is either you are an expert in this world or you are irrelevant. No 2 ways about it, right? You can't have middle ground. Either be an expert or you are totally irrelevant. And I know that can sound very harsh. I know that can sound very difficult, but I'm telling you, it is the only way to exist in this world right now. The things that you need to know, right? Master the things that you need to know, or else you'll be considered irrelevant. So it's my desire that as you stay with the likes of Mr. Haruna, you are able to come to the point where you are an expert. This whole journey, this whole conversation is about you being an expert. And my desire is that you be an expert, that you serve accurately in the things that you're doing, in the people, to the people you are called to serve, and that you can redefine your whole business. I tell you, you can really start from today. Start with the basics and proceed to choosing an expert, and then proceed to choosing tools that you will literally enjoy. Thank you so much, Mr. Haruna, for having me. And thanks to every one of you for coming around and being here. And I look forward to more conversations with you as the days go by. Thank you, Mr. Haruna.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate this great insight. Now, most of us may not understand, from where he's talking from. He is authority in this area. He has taught so many organizations, corporations, both local and international in this area. In fact, I am so favored and so lucky to have him, coming to join and share this much that he has with us today. Now, if you are in the group, okay, I'm going to share his academy where he's focused on AI. This is his expertise. I'm sure some of some of you here are part of Joachim's learning group, and we see the things he's training. Like next week, for those that have been part of it for the past few weeks and months, one of the project next week is we are building a custom GPT that is customized to you and your personality or your organization or your church or your school or whatever it is, specifically for you. And people are monetizing so many of these things. I'm telling you, so powerful. And so you're going to get some of this material. You're going to be part of this. And then Pastor Joachim is going to impact us as we all learn together. I am one of his students too, okay? All right, so without much ado, I would like to invite the next speaker, and we'll have him share with us on our own ministry, on our own service. Now, I want to tie this a little bit to the faith preachers. Are you a pastor, a minister of the gospel? This is what you want to hear. Most people have the idea that ChatGPT is a demon. I've actually seen it on what's it called now? On TikTok, on one of these videos. Someone was sharing that ChatGPT is a demon, that it actually came to deceive people, that all the prompts we are getting, all those responses, all this communication you have with it is a demon in the background talking to people and responding to people and all of that. But, it's just an understanding, a revolve. I know back then where most of us refused to get email for ourselves, back in the 90s, we're still in school then, and university then. And then we say email, we will not give our email. It is the 666, it's Antichrist. He's trying to get your information. Anything you are sending, so that when rapture comes, they will grab you and see where we are today. Yeah, so we're going to have someone who is a seasoned man of God, is a preacher of the gospel, is a businessman, he is an entrepreneur, and he also uses these platforms to reach and impact people from across the world. Let me just introduce Dr. Abraham Gaga. He is a life coach, as a matter of fact, to many people, disciple and train other people, both physically and online. He is the West African team lead for an organization called Development Association International. All right. He's also into farming. He's a veterinary doctor, DVM, and then he has a PhD in theology also. And so he wears many caps, very busy person, traveling all across Africa and most part of the world, training leaders in most of these areas. And so if you get opportunity, I'm going to share some of his details so that you can follow him, on his social media platform. He has artificial intelligence tools that he uses to reach out to people as well. So this is just a brief about Dr. Abraham Gaga, and I'll give him the microphone right now, and then he's going to share to us his experience, his impact, and then how religious leaders can use some of these things, take advantage of these things, to reach out to people more in our day and time. All right, so allow me to welcome Dr. Abraham Gaga. The microphone is yours now, sir.
Okay, thank you so very much. I appreciate this opportunity for me to share. It's a privilege for me to come in and also contribute my quota to the AI revolution. Now, I think my part here is to alleviate the fear to believers and to pastors or ministers and Christians about thinking, is this the Antichrist? Is this not something believers should run away from or keep away? Now, one thing I want to assure the Christendom is that as long as the Holy Spirit is here on earth, the power of the serpent cannot affect Christians. The shielding of the Holy Spirit is upon us, is within us, and Satan can do to believers nothing. Secondly, I would want to say, right from after the death of Christ, the Antichrist has been preparing to take over. So when you are thinking is now that the Antichrist, email is an Antichrist, television is Antichrist, radio is when the radio set came from the beginning, people didn't believe how can somebody speak through a box. So we are reaching a point now of a technology revolution. And I want to just say, all the things we see, the computer system, the AI system, the world, of course, will be the tool the Antichrist will use. But by the time they are using it, believers are gone. And that's why we need to just understand our place and our usage of it. So, let me also lay a foundation that for everything that is good, that has an advantage, it also has a disadvantage. And so, AI as an artificial intelligence tool has an advantage and a disadvantage. And as believers, we are expected to explore the advantages and maximize them and avoid the disadvantages. That is something that is going to be very key. Going forward, AI should not replace your intelligence. No, AI is to enhance and support your intelligence. When people use AI, replace their intelligence, that is the wrong usage. But we are encouraging, let AI be supportive to what you do. My journey in the usage of AI started right from ChatGPT. So yes, ChatGPT came. What do I do? How can I use it as a Christian? We have Bible study, you have study, you have a lot of things that you do. As a Christian, you prepare your sermon, you preach every Sunday or every now and then in conferences, you write papers. So how can you use AI? So I go to AI. So one of the key thing is, our brother, you are eating meat and you are not sharing with us. Yusuf Shamaki, you are enjoying Meet and you are share through AI now. Send it through WhatsApp. Okay. Okay, that's all right. Thank you. Sorry for that distraction. Okay. Now, so what am I saying here? You are a believer, and then you are going to use these tools. My journey started with ChatGPT. Okay. So it is, if I'm going to preach a sermon, how can I engage with it? Now, in fact, sorry, before even ChatGPT, we have the Grammarly that came. So Grammarly corrects your language. So whenever I write a paper, whenever I write something that I am going to send out my email, instead of sending it raw, I pass it through Grammarly to correct my English, to polish my sentences. And it has really improved me, okay? Because many times when I started, I will see that by the time I write a paper and I submit it to Grammarly, it will tell me at this point you have 75%, meaning your sentences and everything is 75%. I can only correct 25, but you have done well. Then I will say, go ahead. So I keep correcting, and it goes down until I have about 90 something percent. And then I will send my paper, or I will send my sermon note. I remember one day that I wrote, because I interact with it, I wrote a paper, and when I submitted it to Grammarly, it says there is nothing to correct. I was so happy, because over time, it means I have developed in my grammar and written English. So this is a tool that improves you, and it improves me. Now, let me talk about preparing a sermon. The wrong way to use AI is to say, people have invited you and say, speak on youth and drug abuse. And you are a pastor, then you say, okay, I will come. And you say, you just go to ChatGPT, or you go to DeepSeek, or Gemini, Genomai, and then you say, write for me a sermon on youths and drug abuse. And then it will write it, it gives you. Then you carry that sermon and you are on stage. That is a wrong approach to it. But it is for you to say, I am going to speak on youths. The thing about this AI is prompting, meaning you are seeking them to do something for you, so you prompt them. You give them an instruction of what they will develop and give you. So what I do is I go in and I say, okay, we have Ravi Zacharias. We have several preachers, Adeboye. We have several preachers like Charles Spurgeon. We have the Calvinist. So go to it and say, please give me the view of drug abuse according to T.D. Jakes. And it will give you an insight. There may be a preacher that you have been following, you like his or her message, and they have built you. So give me a prompting. What are the key things, when it comes to drug abuse? It will give you insight about drug abuse in seconds. And then you pull that out, and then you form your note, and then you do your message. So you see, at the end of the day, it only assisted you. It did not replace you. So in generating sermons, you are not wanting AI to do everything for you. No, you AI to do what you want it to do. It assists you, and you are able to connect with it. Just like our facilitator or convener had said earlier, the AI platform is connected to a global library and resource. So by the time you are giving it an instruction, it pulls from all of those and brings it on. So for me there is nothing to fear. In fact, permit me to say, concordance and commentaries that we used to have in hard copies, they are actually hard copies of the soft copy AI we now have, because the purpose of commentary is to tell you the views of others in scriptures, and then you read it to be able to get more knowledge. Something that happened recently, is you can develop Bible study. You have a content of Bible, you have a topic or a theme. You instruct AI about what you need it to bring to you in terms of Bible study, the key outcomes that you want people to learn, the key, learning insights that you want people to get, the verse you want the AI to use. Once you instruct AI and you narrow it to use John 3:16, give me A, B, C, D, it will generate it. And then you are able to use it. So I want to just encourage the church. I want to encourage believers that the technology that we have today, we can maximize its usage while we are still here on earth without fear. It will not tamper with us. In fact, if you are afraid of the Antichrist and thinking this is it, your BVN in the first place is a product that the Antichrist will use. So banks are already putting things. But I want to assure you, as long as the Holy Spirit is here, rapture has not taken place. It is powerless on believers. So let us explore technology without fear, but let us use the positive energy that technology brings rather than the negative options that it is giving us. Thank you. I hope I have been able to share and help you. And then if there are questions, I will appreciate to also answer. I hand us over back to our moderator. Thank you, the convener.
Thank you very much, Dr. Abraham Gaga, for that deep insight and eye-opening to how we should approach, studying the Word of God and reaching or conveying our message out there using these tools. Now, I want us to, if you have questions, okay, you want to just put it down. Our next speaker is coming up very soon, and then we'll be able to put them together and discuss. I don't want to keep us beyond the stipulated time that we have to spend here. If there be need, we're going to have sequel of these interactions, okay? There is the group. I'm sure every one of you here logged in through the group. Information will be thrown in there. You can have questions, and these people will respond to you directly with every question you have and how to. Now, it's saying that talking about, believers, using some of these tools. It's very important, like you rightly said, you don't relegate your personal responsibility to the AI tool. You use it, and how to use it determines your understanding of what tools to use. How many of us know there is an app called the Bible GPT? So you see, so many tools that ministers of the gospel, NGOs, faith-based organizations can use to enhance what they do out there. All right, so thank you very much for that deep insight. Let's get the next speaker come up. And after that, we're going to have a few moments of interaction. Now, there is a material, okay, that gives details and tools you can use. Now, we have educators here. We have lawyers here. We have preachers of the gospel here. We have realtors, real estate, personnel. We have security men, some in top office in the security agencies. We all have them in this meeting tonight. And so we have tools that you can already start using. And so if you're part of this, I'm going to share that material later. If we have time, I might touch on some of them, but if we don't, after now, I'm going to share that material, which you can have access to, because like we said earlier, what we want to achieve is that you have something to start working on after this meeting. You have a project you want to start engaging with, okay? All right, so let me introduce our next speaker. Yeah, so Mr. Boniface is going to be our next speaker. This is a seasoned man of God. He's someone that fears God. He's actually based in the UK right now. So he's sharing with us from the UK. Mr. Boniface is a man who wears so many caps. I don't even know how to start qualifying or describing him. But he runs an academy in the UK right now, registered with the UK government. It's called DRN. Diaspora Resource Network. It's an institution that awards MBA in business and entrepreneurship. Very powerful. I've been impacted by that, institution. And maybe at the end of his talk, I would like him to just share a little bit about what DRN is doing and then how you can be part of it in our group. We have information. I'll just drop it on the processes and things you can do to be part of what he's doing, affecting the world at large. So he is an expert and entrepreneur, but fantastic in education as well. So I want to see how he uses this to, this is not his, he has been doing so many educational projects right here from Nigeria. And then when he moved to the UK a couple of years ago, he was able to set up an education system. He's in the UK, but people from across the world. I have an opportunity to be part of his program. People from across the world, US, UK, Asia, India, all those, South Africa, Kenya, are part of that, are being tutored, and he has upscaled, his experience in education. So for educators here, what he can share and give his experience with every one of us. So Mr. Boniface, welcome, and you may have the stage right now.
Okay. Yeah, good everyone. What a pleasure to be with everyone today. I want to say thank you to our convener, Pastor Haruna Cephas. Each is a man of different caps. Sometimes you don't know what to describe him. But we thank God for this opportunity. I'm going to be very fast. Like you said, I'm into entrepreneurship and education. I believe in that entrepreneurship education is a tool to eradicate poverty globally and bring people to a level where they can truly create values and be of blessing to anyone they want to be with. Now, one of the things I want to share, listening to Dr. Gaga and our brother, the first speaker, I was so blessed, and I thank God for both of them. What I just want to add to what they have all said and in line with today's program is to understand that the world is not looking for just people that are intelligent anymore. Over time, there have been evolution in human experience in the world over time. So the first thing you've got to understand that there was a time people looked for just intelligent people. And now today, people are looking for smart people. We used to have intelligent enterprises, and now we're having smart enterprises across the globe. So there's something we often say, we call it the tripod of human sources. Like, for instance, Dr. Gaga talks about, Pastor Gaga talks about the Christian environment. For you to have global impact as a pastor, you've got to be an SIS, not just a spiritual person. You've got to be spiritually intelligent, smart minister of God. You've got to understand the problem your people are facing. How do you convey the gospel to a world that is tech-driven? So you've got to understand the speed at which things are moving in the world. So you're not just a spiritually person. You now have to become a spiritually intelligent, smart person. Even in the business world, we're not just looking for people that have degrees anymore. People are beginning to look at for people that are, they will call it the EIS. You have the entrepreneurial skill, you're intelligent, and you're smart. So we call it the entrepreneurially intelligent, smart people, when people want to employ these days. And so the world has shifted. In any area you are involved in life, you've got to understand this. It could be And EIS, if you're a minister of the gospel, you should be talking about SIS, Spiritual Intelligence Smart Operations. That is where we are today. My first degree is in physics. I've gone to do several other things. I want to tell you the truth. Just like I'm so blessed with all the previous speakers, AI is just another tool. Just like even the Bible is a tool of blessing that helps us to become who God wants us to be. But I'll tell you the truth, so many false fraternity have been established due to they have used biblical out of context to form what they want to form. So it's left for you to know what you want to do with this tool to enhance your potential and be everything God wants you to be. But I also want to give the warning, which I believe most of the speakers have done, and that is why we talk about the EIS. You've got to be entrepreneurial, you've got to be intelligent, and you've got to be smart. AI makes you a very smart person, but you also got to develop yourself. You've got to have your own skills. You've got to study. You've got to learn. You've got to be specific, and then you've got to be entrepreneurial. These are skills you can't trade, or else you end up becoming just a robot where you lack the capacity to think. And therefore, one of the greatest gifts God gave humanity is the ability to think. You don't want to lose that. Your ability to think, don't sell it for anything. Like at the School of Entrepreneurship here in London, the Derry School of Entrepreneurship in London, like our convener said, we started running educational program for close to 20 years now. But when we came to the UK to start this project, register this school year, we decided to do something different. We deployed AI, and we talked about the $1 billion enterprise today, where you can be one person and the AI is like, you become like an octopus. You get different AI related to education from, and you just bring them together and you deploy them. You become an octopus in the business world. You have the one for content development. You have the one for strategy. You have the one for there are different AI when it comes to education. For those of you, and these are things I would want to repeat here. You just go to Google, just ask AI relating to education. That's the beautiful thing these days. You put in the prompting and it brings those information out there. We have the Khan Academic, you have the Smart Learn. There are different tools for education you can use to deploy for any sector you belong to, whether it's security or anything, you can get the right AI to do. However, you've got to learn to blend it with, like I said, you must be intelligent and you must be smart. AI makes you smart because you are able to tap into the pool of global intelligence. And then you are able to deploy machine learning and the rest, because AI is also part of machine learning. Machine learning is part of AI and the rest of that. You are able to enhance potential beyond human capacity, because this is what it does. It grants you speed and it grants you access to global intelligence. Now, it might take you 40 years to get some structures, research work, and everything in the past to get something going. But with AI now, we're talking about the speed of light. So you know what you want, you have the right prompting, and you put it in there, and it tells you, okay, this, for instance, you want to develop a curriculum for your program. You can have your idea what you want your students to acquire, and then you put in the prompt in an AI and it generates that. And then because you already know what you want, you tell, okay, you tell the system, take this off, remove that. This is where I'm going. And that is where we talk about AI must not replace you. You must know where you are going, what you want. Because oftentimes, I can tell when someone is using an AI to replace himself, because you can just tell that they are going that what they are saying is completely different from where they are going. So there's no correlation, and that itself is dangerous. So the first is that you've got to be well defined, know where you're going. AI is an enhancement tool. It gives you speed and it gives you access to pool of intelligence. And that makes you smart, makes you to develop a global enterprise. And that has helped us to have speed in what we do presently in the UK. We recently signed an agreement with the Swiss Institute and to accredit our program. Now our program is fully accredited to provide DBA in entrepreneurship. And all this was possible because of AI. Before, it would have taken us probably 10 years to get to a point where our institute will be accredited to provide the DBA program. But because of AI, we were able to develop the structure at the speed of light, put things together. I just defended the program for the DBA and the MBA for accreditation just a few days ago. And the board were like, this was perfect. And I'm like, okay, fine, perfect, understand. But the truth is that I say to people, as a pastor, we have the spiritual, I always say people, we operate in spiritual intelligence. We also work in AI helps us is the basic, then we have spiritual intelligence, and then we have the human intelligence. So we operate in 3 dimensions of intelligence: the human intelligence, the AI intelligence, and then the spiritual intelligence. And that helps us to achieve what we want to achieve in the global space. So I truly want to thank everyone for listening. You want to ask questions, I prefer you people asking questions in this area, because and also learn like what you're doing today. For those of us, I believe in learning. Like when I wanted to start using AI, I had to go for a diploma course, paid money to acquire a diploma in AI application. So you must have this hunger to want to learn, so that you don't just, the basic is good. So people ask, how did you get this? Other people use the same AI, but I had to go extra. That's why I encourage everyone. I really appreciate everyone on this platform today, because you can never overestimate the place of learning. So we did that. So I have a diploma in AI application, and that has helped me in my business as an educator in the UK. So I really want to encourage this. Take advantage of this platform. Some of you might be paying far less than what we pay to get our certification in AI. And so all these are there are a lot of things I would have loved to say, but I'll tell you, I'm going to stop here so that we don't end up spending 10 hours on this program today. So thank you, Pastor Cephas, for this opportunity to speak to the people. And I hope that at the end of the day, you become an EIS, entrepreneurial, intelligent, and a smart person. God bless you all. Bye for now.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for that's great insight. It's so amazing hearing how you've been able to scale through and making global impacts. And by the help of AI, you've been able to move from just MBA and now establishing a DBA, and so these are some of the things that we want to expose those of us who are educators here. I am also a student in that, direction. I'm following his steps. I want a situation whereby LearnCore is going to be globally, recognized, and we'll be having international certifications based on specific courses that we'll be rendering here. Now, what we do here is we train you and certify you on that we've trained you and you can do this service wherever you go, wherever you carry your CV, you'll say, okay, you've been trained with this, but we want to do even much more. And so these are processes. There are artificial intelligence tools that can be used for that. All right, so let me not hold our co-trainers too long. So I want to give opportunity, maybe in the next 5-10 minutes. You've heard them speak. And after that, I will just proceed with a few more things I want to share with us with relevant tools you can start working with. So anybody has a question you want to ask or share with based on what the 3 last speakers spoke about? So you can just raise your hand, use the application to raise your hand. And then if I see you, I would grant you the permission to ask your question. We have Bobby Joachim, who started, and then we have Dr. Abraham Gaga, and then Pastor Boniface Omoba as well, who just spoke. Any questions? Okay, so I want to believe we are all flowing. All right, so SARS, I want to appreciate you so much for, even though with the impromptu call, you were able to respond and give in your very best to share how your success story went. Now, there's going to be a sequel. Okay, let me see, someone sent a message here. Oh, okay, Mr. Ezekiel Gunde saying, thank you very much, man of God, for the great presentation. Thank you, sir. Really appreciate that. Yes. Now, there is a material, like I said, if you're in the group, I'm going to share that after the class. Okay. So if you're not in the group, I sent a link in the message area. So please just go there and click on the link, you will be brought into the group. So the other information that we're going to be disseminating, it's going to be via the group. Now, there's going to be a sequel of this training. It's going to be a master class, okay? And what will be done is we're going to implement, so it's going to be more like a consulting session. So in your different areas of specialty, you may be into law and you're wondering how can you integrate AI and law and upscale your service, your work, your job, or business as it were. You may be into farming. Oh, I'm farming produce. How can farm produce in the bush, what sense can it make with artificial intelligence? It will shock you to know that that space is almost saturated, because with the event of AI, people can read the weather. People can read based on the global hemisphere, what part of the region, what crops can grow best, what season, how you can tell you the kind of crop that will grow at certain periods of time or even at certain demography. Very powerful tools. I mean, they can read insecticides, what kind of insects are affecting that region. It can read all of these things. There are artificial intelligence that can give you this information. So some pest might plague your products, and with the right AI tool, you'll be able to decipher, not wasting money and time in buying, try by error buying pesticides or chemicals that might even destroy your products at the long run. So it's very important that you be part of that class. So we're going to share some of these tools. So for the class, we're going to give you a professional consultancy based on what you do. So if you are a teacher, you work in a school, how do you upscale interacting with your students? You have routines that you carry out daily. How do you come up with tools? There are free tools out there that you can use readily what they have, or you can, customize it. You have students with special needs in the same class. You have class with students that are smart, very high IQ, and some with very low IQ, someone in the middle somewhere. How do you put this together? So you have customized, training materials for all of these ones. And at every point in time, they have assignments that resonates with their personality and will upscale. So AI tools, when you run their data or information on those things, it will give you the best training materials, the best exercises that will build their IQ, accordingly. And so different things, even parenting. Trust me, parenting, there are applications that will give you the best, tips. So all you need to do is just to feed it data. And based on the data you fed it with, it's going to give you that output. All right. So since we don't have much questions, I would just like to share something very fast with us as we proceed, in the training. Now, we have people talk about these different areas. So what we're going to be doing next week, God's willing, is that it's going to be a training. Now, it's going to be a paid training, okay? Because we are going to invest in some of the tools that we're going to be sharing with you. And it will take time to take you through the process. Now, what we'll do is after we've gotten your own area of specialty, maybe a minister, a farmer, a businessman in whatever area, we'll access this and then we'll recommend the best tools for you. And not just recommend, we'll now set it up for you, help you configure it based on your preferences, and teach you how to, use these tools. If you have an existing business already, we can help you integrate that tool to your own business. And then you'll be able to know or track, events in your own business. You'll be able to track outcomes. You'll be able to have statistics of whether your business is growing or is failing, or maybe Best Buy. You want to add a product. Maybe you want to go into some other products. Maybe you have a supermarket. You want to buy tomato paste. and your AI tool will tell you the best place to get it and at the best price. Or if an item is running low on your shelf, automatically it will prompt you. So it already knows that it takes you 2 weeks to get these products to your store. And then by the time it studies your stock, it will now tell you that this product is running low. And at the pace that we have sold for the past 2-3 weeks, will run out in the next few days or in the next few weeks. So let's purchase items now so that clients will not walk in, and then we don't have this product. All these things happen. Those that are in the farm out there, it could create and tell you market. Most people now are suffering in the village out there because they don't have a market. They don't know where to sell their products. But with tools, with the kind of produce you have, it can tell you the best market. It can get you customers. It can actually, solicit, and then you have people come to buy your produce in your farm based with AI. These tools are connected with all farmers from across and all markets that has demand. So somebody who is on the other end of buying, you say, where am I going to get fresh tomatoes? We don't have any where I usually go to buy. Your AI tool has data of people that have these things around, and it can suggest for you. So these are some few things that I just want to bring to our fore. Let me share this slide, and then I will run through. I may not finish, okay? But like I promised, I'm going to upload the program in the group, so everybody can just go out there. I mean, there's so much for everybody. There's so much. If you didn't find your own here, our next training will be able to consult for you. So it's going to be a paid training, and we expect that it's not going to be much anyway. It's just a token. Trust me, it's something that it's not up to what you used for lunch every day. All right. Yeah, so this is something for educators and teachers and trainers, how you can use some tools. Now, we heard Bobby Jerkin initially said that don't pack too many tools and use them at the same time, because they will drag you away from what you're doing. Now, for generating prompts and text and videos, you can have a few. I have those ones on my phone. If I had a privilege, I would have shown you the tools I use. I have a couple of them. Now, these tools, one tool cannot do everything. Some can do a couple of things, but there are some that are specifically designed for certain services. So they give you the best. Some are perfect in video editing, like Canva. You can use Canva for writing articles and stuff like that. That one is for more of video, text, and animation, and all of these things. All right. So ChatGPT has its own. DeepSeek, more like ChatGPT. These are generative artificial intelligence. We have Agent GPT. All right. This one is it's an assistant to you directly. It does most of your time. You just give it instruction. With time, it knows you. It knows your routine. And so it will just go ahead and do what you have to do at any point in time. If there be anything, it can just ask you one or two things. All right. Yeah. So for educators, we have the ChatGPT. We have Camigo, by Canamed Academy. Now, what is there also is we can train you on how to build your own custom GPT. In fact, it will carry your own name. Maybe your name is Maxwell. It will be Maxwell GPT, and it will function the way you want it to be. You'll also be trained on designing an app, GPT application, that will render services where people will pay. I'm sure most of you have seen when you are browsing your Facebook or TikTok, you will see an advert. This app will do this for you. Just pay this little amount, $2, $5, $10 a year or a month, and it will give you those services. These people used these tools, applications, artificial intelligence, to generate their own applications, and they are selling it out there. So you will see where thousands of people bought there are applications. These are, I mean, you could readily do these things, all right? So we're going to show you some of these things, how to go about it. So these are just a few things for an educator, you know, maybe for your organization, you design this thing, you have it there. So it will help a struggling math student. They can get a step-by-step problem explanation. So instead of you saying that, this student don't understand this thing, come tomorrow or let's do extra lesson, you keep them from morning till 5 o'clock doing extra lesson. Give them these tools. It will explain it to them based on how they learn. Someone like me, I am more of a slow learner, okay? And there are people that when you just write the topic on the board, they know the last statement you're going to make. When you say something once, that's all for them. You know, back in school, I used to be baffled with some people. The guy just comes to paper with a small, to class with a small piece of paper, and the teacher will talk for 2 hours. He just takes a few notes. And on the exams day, these people will come and sit down and they're the ones taking all the A's. And then some of us will you know, I resume school before resumption. I take the syllabus, I get all the books, I start reading before the first, every lecture I read it till the end, and yet when it is exam time, we'll still be doing TDB, for those of us who know, you know, reading all night, you know. So I read something multiple times before I make sense out of it. There are some people, once you say it, they get it. So it will help your students. You set up this application for them based on the curriculum that you are running them for your students. And it will teach them that thing. Trust me, before the next day. You, the teacher, may not have the skill to teach the child, but that application, so all you need to say, you know, teach this kid this course or this math. His IQ is at this rate. He doesn't grasp, so take it from 0 to this level. And you will be shocked. You may not have the skill, you may not have the patience to understand how that kid's learn. But when that device engages with that kid, the next day you come and that kid is solving that, you know, problem for you. So these are some tools you can look. We can set them up for you, and you know. So for grading, these are AI platforms that help grade students. Sometimes you may be biased in how you grade students. I am an educator. I understand some of these things. Sometimes people's attitude might turn you off, and you might just be emotional in doing some of these things. But these tools will give you accurate grading, even for not just for them, but for yourself, to assess yourself. You know, there are certain times whereby we are asked to choose some certain traits and personalities, and most times we are driven to what we admire, what we look. When you're talking about leadership, you want to see, oh, this is a team player kind of a leader, or you don't want the bossy kind of, or the melancholy, or, and so you don't really know the truth about it. But some of these tools will help you identify your true state of being, your true performance, your true character. So these are tools. We have the Grade Scope and the Turnitin, you know, that helps check for plagiarism, accuracy in your text, and all of that. Now, Turnitin is one powerful tool that educators need to, you know, assess their students. One great thing it does, it helps you become a better writer. Now, most people, like, okay, I'm an educator. I was scoring a student, and I discovered that most of the things he's put is not synonymous with his personality. You know, so I picked this information, I uploaded it in one of these AI tools. And right there, it went to exactly those sites where he picked the information from. I mean, it's that powerful. This is plagiarism. It took it, I mean, every portion of that assignment, it went there, it made reference to the material and the document. And so I got all these things. I called him up and said, hey, what is happening? You know the principles we do on plagiarism. And he was like apologizing and all of that. I say, hey, what makes your work plagiarism is you fail to reference it. Now, every one of us, we are not a compendium of our knowledge, but we often make reference. In fact, in my PhD class, where I'm studying, one of the professors came and told me that, no, you don't have an original idea. You must reference a material and then put all of them together to come up with something new, but you don't have an original idea on your own. Well, I still have my reservation anyways, but so it means that people can make references, but what makes it a plagiarism is because he didn't reference it. So tools like this could help you as educators. So let me jump. Okay, we just have 10 minutes to go. Let me see. Okay, optimization tools for educators, planning your lessons. We have lessonlab.ai. We have Curipoi. It helps you generate lesson outlines and activities and quizzes based on the kind of students you are taking. So age limit, age range matters a great deal. Their personalities matters a great deal. It can give lessons for all the students in your classes individually. Okay, so let's take note of that. Hello, turn off your mics, please. Someone is on the microphone. I mean, someone is on the phone. Yeah, so this is that. Let me just show us something very quickly, and then don't worry, I'll share these materials with you. I thought we were going to have much time to deal with them individually, but unfortunately, yeah. So for preachers, these are some tools you can use. The Bible app YouVersion, it has 700 million downloads across the world. It has 2,000 plus languages installed in it. This is the version I use. I mean, you'll be shocked at what this tool can give everyone. All right. Now, I mentioned earlier, we have what we call the Bible GPT. Oh, yes, it's amazing. You need to interact with some of these things and see how they break the scriptures for you. So back then, we have the concordances, reference Bibles, and all of that, you know, but now in a moment of time, you will be shocked how in a short period of time, it will give you analysis of the scripture, and then you will now, based on the leading of the Holy Spirit, know how to go about, you know, using your material, reaching out to people. I mean, let me give you an example here, using AI as a minister of the gospel. This is an example right here. Okay. Now, imagine a preacher in Abuja giving a Sunday sermon. They use ChatGPT to draft an outline of faith in uncertain times. Now, we've learned how to use some of these things initially, okay? Now, using another tool called Restream, they live stream the message, broadcasting it simultaneously to YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram simultaneously. This is an artificial intelligence tool as well. So using paper-cut AI, the sermon is automatically translated into French for West African Francophone believers, and maybe Spanish or German at the same time. So you are speaking on one application, it will be broadcasting on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for as many people that are following you online. And there's no language barrier. So those that are watching you in a French-speaking region, they will be hearing and reading your message in their own language or dialect, all right? And then after the service, there is a tool called Otter.ai that transcribes the message, which is turned into a blog post or podcast. Now, some years ago, so many years ago, I used to see books by Bishop David Oyedepo, Daddy Paadeboye, many of these men of God, so busy traveling, and then almost every month they are releasing books. They say a book by David Oyedepo, and I would be wondering, when do they ever get time to write these books, voluminous books like that? And so it was later I got to understand that these are compendiums of messages they have preached in that area and in that topic. So we have people, editors that get these materials, put them together, and then publish them for them. Now say, oh, I see. Now it takes, painstaking time to edit these materials and bring out, a single message out of them. But with these tools, once you finish that sermon, it can summarize everything you have spoken into a book already before you share the grace. These are what these tools do. So they transcribe the messages and put them into text. Or if you want to have a blog post, the next thing, once you just drop, you just go to your site, upload it, and somebody like, wow, message just finished the next 30 minutes ago, and we have it online, or we have the material, we have the bulletin. This is how you can reach out to hundreds and thousands of people from across the world as a minister of the gospel. So these are ways you should now begin to start thinking, okay? And if you need help, there are people that could reach out to you. So think about this question. If Apostle Paul had access to YouTube, and AI translation and live stream, how many more millions do you think he would have reached in his time? I mean, Paul was using writing, scribe. That was all they had for publicity at that moment. And we could see how it has impacted our world as we know it today. Now, in fact, let me even ask us, if Christ was, or Apostle Paul was around today, do you think they would use AI in disseminating their messages? Do you think Jesus, Apostle Paul, Apostle Peter would have used these tools? YouTube, would Jesus Christ have a YouTube channel? Let's just tweak our, belief and mind systems a little bit. Just one or two responses, and then we'll wrap up for today. Do you think Jesus would have a YouTube channel, Instagram channel, if he were in our day and time right now? Okay, yeah, Blue Zero, sir, go ahead, sir.
Yes, I think he would have used it, because if he used the Fisher board of then, certainly he would have used AI of today.
Perfect. Wow. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate that. All right.
Yes,
so, Prophet Joseph, sir, please go ahead.
He will use it.
Okay. Wow. Thank you very much. Any other person? Yeah. So you see, these people, these are, okay, we have Dr. Gaga. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. I was just going to say that it's not that he will use it. He will have been the one to invent, he will invent and own a company and be leading in that AI.
Yeah. Yeah, so you see, actually, they innovate. Most of the things we do now are based on the innovations these people have used during their time. And so we are just building on it. Trust me, the phones and all these things is just an improvement of what they have been using during their time. Yeah, so don't shy away from these things, all right? They are very much available for our using to maximize, the tools. So our time is up. I'm going to be wrapping up now, but like for businessmen and women entrepreneurs, there are tools here that you can use readily. So sad we can't discuss them here, but I'll put them up. And for lawyers and all of that, we can optimize our businesses, general workforce. These are for lawyers, journalism, agriculture, those in transport sector, banking, even in the securities sector. These are tools you can use, for to optimize your business. So we're going to put the advert from now henceforth for next week. For those that would go now, you're going to get a certificate for your course. So you're going to get a certification because you're going to be a professional in that area. After we have trained you, you can now begin to offer that service to other people. First, maybe for your own business or for your own organization. And if you want, we can set you up and then set you rolling. So you're going to be like more a consultant now after we've done that. So the token is going to be very, very, very small. So don't be scared, okay? And so that's, having said that, it's 4 o'clock. Want to respect our time. I don't know if there's any last question or so before we wrap up. If you're in the group, if you're not in the group, rather, the link for joining is on the chat. So please just go back there, scroll back. Let me see if I can paste it again. Yeah, I'm pasting it again. Click on it, it will put you on the group. So all the information we've been sharing is going to be put up there. And the speakers we have today will respond to some of the questions you may have. Just put them up. We're going to respond to them. For some of you might like personal consultancy on what you do, just reach out to us. We're also going to give you that level of information and attention to see how we can set you up to begin to maximize and use AI in your sphere of influence or industry. All right, so I want to thank every one of you who showed up tonight, and most especially our facilitators, our co-trainers. Trust me, these people, the way I bid them to be part of this training, you'll be shocked. You think I'm one irresponsible person. It was just 3 hours to this our meeting, you know, that it occurred to me that, hey, we have experts in this industry. Let them share their experience. So that was how they came in. They didn't prepare. They didn't, you know, so from what they said, you could see it is from the wealth of what they have already inside. All right. So some of them would also engage you in some areas where you need expertise. So thank you, everyone. I hope this has been informative and you have been impacted in all we have done today. More information will be coming to you through the group. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mercy Gaga.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming in. And till you get our information and we connect again next week. Have a
Thank you,
wonderful
Mr. Cephas. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you, Ma.
We'll be expecting that document as you promised. So that
yes, I'm going to upload the document today by God's grace.
Yes,
all right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. And also, sorry, I forgot. Now we have our YouTube channel, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. So we're going to be sending different information on this. So trainings will be more on YouTube channel. Updates and information, new trends are going to be coming up on our LinkedIn page. And then, you know, short clips on things that would inspire you to, you know, take the next step in your space of, sphere of influence. Is going to be coming up on Instagram and TikTok. And this TikTok group will be giving you direction and tips on how to go about them. All right. So I'm going to post them in the group. Just make sure you follow. Okay. So not everything will be put here. Those that will be following on Twitter will be getting more information by the second. Those on LinkedIn will be understanding the trend that is going on and cash in on that opportunity and stuff like that. So just to let us know. So I'll put it up on the group also, as I also share the material. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right then. Yeah.